we would need to do, so we're going to add x plus 3x is 4x. Y plus a negative y is 0. These are cancel out. These make 0. And then 5 plus 7 is 12. We're going to solve for x. So x would be 3. And we're going to take the 3 and we're going to substitute it into one of the original equations to find the other variable. I'm going to put it in the first one. So it'll be 3 plus y equals 5, and then I can solve. And so our answer, our ordered pair, would be 3, 2. That's where the two lines would cross each other. This is the other way that you can do this. I think so. It's a lot easier than substitution. Because there are some instances where it is easier to do substitution. Multiple ways. Just because I think this is easier and you might think that this is easier doesn't mean that everybody thinks that. Yes. Yeah, we made sure of that. It just says like solve algebraically, which means you could do substitution or elimination. The one for graphing, we do tell you have to solve by graphing because we want to see the graph. Well, you can't take a picture of it, but you can transfer it to your paper using your calculator. Yes. Remember how we practiced looking at the T-chart or the trace button? You can plot the points. Okay. So this is where these two lines cross one another. All right? How many people think they've remembered doing this before? Okay. So kind of like in the middle here. All right. I have not. Oh my gosh. All right, let's look at another one. I'm going to give you a minute to write it down. Miss Bowden. Yes? Okay. Okay. Thanks. Where is Stephen? Oh. Right there. After school walk to Subway, and that's where your ride will be, your grandmother. Huh? I would assume the one closest to school. Your grandmother's going to pick you up down there. Oh, okay. All right, example number 2. These are the same steps. You don't have to write down the steps twice, okay? So they're the same steps. All right, example number 2. We want to make sure they're in standard form. Just make sure all the x's are lined up, the y's are lined up, and the regular numbers. And we want to determine which variable we want to eliminate. You want to do x? Because they're almost the same, right? Well, we could add them, but what would we get if we add these? We would get 0.
Oh, it would be 8.
8? Okay, so if we add these together, we would get 8. Here we would get negative y, and so it wouldn't really cancel.
So you can't.
Hold on. We could also subtract them. Now, I will tell you, I generally always add, but in this case, you could subtract. What would happen if I subtract the 4 x's? So we're going to subtract this time. So 4x minus 4x is 0. Those cancel. Now you do have to be careful. This is why I generally don't subtract. I'll multiply first. But y minus a negative 2y. 3y, yes. Because a minus a negative is the same as add. Equals, whoops, 7 minus negative 2.
5. Oh, 9.
9. So you got to be careful of those double negatives. Mm-hmm. And then we want to take this and substitute it back into one of the other equations, the original equation. I usually always put it in the first one. Hmm? I don't think it is. So x would be 1. So 1, 3 would be our ordered pair. Forgot this was. In order for something to cancel out.
Do we have to multiply everything?
Everything, yes. So if I multiply, that would be 6x minus 2y equals 10. Now when I go to add, these would make 0. 2y minus, or plus a negative 2y. And we're allowed to do that. We're taking the equation and we're making a scale factor of 2. So it still has the same value. It just looks different. Kind of like 1/2 is the same as 2/4. 2/4, the numbers themselves are different, but they're equivalent to half of a pizza still. So we get 8x equals 16. You already figured out y? Oh, okay. How did you find y? Where did you put the 2? Okay. So she put the 2 right in here. So we need to solve for y, so the minus 4. So yeah, we get 1. So our ordered pair would be 2, 1 would be the intersection point. Mm-hmm. Correct. Again, it's the same steps on the side. Don't write them down twice. So we need to decide, if I were just to add these straight up and down, would anything make 0? No. Okay. So because of that, I need to be able to multiply by something. So do we want to, you get to make a decision. Should we get rid of x's or y's? Which one would you like to do? X's? Okay. So if we want the x's to cancel, what number does 5 and 6 both divide into?
30.
30? Okay. So 5 times what gives you 30?
6.
So I'm going to multiply this top equation by 6.
You can do the bottom one by 5.
Mm-hmm. So you might have to multiply both of them by something. So now if I rewrite them, this top equation, I'd have 30x minus 24y negative 30. Make sure that you distribute it to everything.
Wait, this one, do you have those levels?
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Because I can't turn a 5 into a 6. I can't turn a 6 into a 5. I can't turn a 4 into a 9 or a 9 into a 4. Yes, ma'am.
What if, like, they both cancel out each
If
other?
everything cancels out,
Like the x's and y's, both.
both of them, and the number on the other side? Hold that question. Let me finish this one, and then we're going to talk about that. Hold that. Hold that thought. Okay. 5 times 9 is 45. 15 times 5. Thank you. So now if we add these up and down, there's our 0. 45 and 24. So that's 1, Huh? 45 to 24. 21, okay. So what's 105 divided by 21? I hope it comes out evenly. 5 times negative 5?
Wait, 105 divided by 21.
Yeah. It's a negative 105.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. And then we're going to take that answer and we'll put it back into one of the original problems. I always put in the first one.
Hey, when it's wintertime, do like all the cold classrooms like heat up? Oh, that's good. 'Cause I was about to say, I'm transferring. I can't deal with it.
Sometimes.
So it'll be freezing cold like this for wintertime sometimes.
In the spring, it gets really warm in here.
I'll learn from always.
So x is negative 5. So our ordered pair where they cross is at negative 5, negative 5.
Wait, is that negative 4?
So 5
Oh, no, Paul.
is if everything cancels out. So let's say we had something like 2x plus 4y equals 10 and negative 2x minus 4y equals negative 10. Let's say we get to something like this. And so that makes 0, this makes 0, that makes 0. Does 0 equal 0? So that's infinite. That's a true statement. Infinite solutions. These are the same line. If you get something that looks like this, let's say you get to something and you get down to here and you add these together, front table, and so we get that cancels, that makes 0, and then over here you get some kind of number. Does 0 equal negative 5? No. This would be no solution. So that's the difference on how those are going to look. Very similar to what we did with substitution. If it's a true statement when you add, infinite. If it's a false statement, no solution. These are the top one is the same exact line. They're on top of each other. The second one are parallel lines, and they never cross.